Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, my name is Alyssa Rain, and today I'm going to be reacting to some Goth, Am I the Asshole? And if you guys don't know what that is, which I'm sure you probably do, it's a subreddit on Reddit that is just basically people questioning if they're the asshole or not. Also, a little update that none of you really care about, I did my hair differently. I do the same hairstyle every single day, and I have for probably 3 years now. But I think it's cute. It makes me feel cute. But yeah, that's all I got. So let's just get right into it. So starting off, we have, am I the asshole for wanting to wear my gothic makeup at my stepmother's wedding? And you can already see that people have declared this one as asshole. But we will see for ourselves. I, female 15, am going to my parents' wedding in a couple months. My father brought up to me that I can't wear my full face goth makeup. I understand that it's her wedding day and she wants things a specific way, but I don't understand why I can't wear my makeup. My dad says it's how she wants it to be for pictures and such, and that is a respect thing. I should mention that they are very accepting of how I dress and present, which is why I was confused when she said that she didn't want me to wear my makeup. I'm not trying to get attention, that's not my intention. I feel comfortable with how I dress and feel at home with my makeup, so I sort of feel like they're restricting me that for some pictures at the wedding. But I could be wrong. Am I the asshole? So, in my opinion, this person is only 15 years old, and at 15 years old I was the exact same way. Personally though, whenever I went to weddings or anything, I would still, I guess to everyone else, have quite a bit of makeup on, but I would tone it down a lot. Like wearing a natural lipstick color and like a little bit of eyeliner and natural eyelashes and just like my base, because I just knew that that was probably how people are going to want me to look. Because I feel for weddings, it's like you want the bride to stand out the most, you know, or you want the people getting married to stand out the most. So for you being only 15, I don't think you are an asshole by any means. If you were like 25 years old and you're just like, no, I'm going full goth at the wedding, you can't tell me what to do, it would probably declare you an asshole. But I think with your age and just being a teenager, I don't think you're an asshole. I think you just don't get it yet, you know? But there is an edit here that says, I realized that I am the asshole. I was a bit self-centered with what I wanted, but I talked with my stepmom and she said no white foundation and we could find a look that we both like that I could do. It's not my day and there's a time and place for things. Thank you guys for the input. Okay, but I'm really glad that you and your stepmom talked about what to do, and I think that's a very mature thing to do, a mature step, if you will, to talk about it and come up with something together. And yeah, so I'm going to say not an asshole, just a teenager. Alright, we have a story of, am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I don't like the person she's turning into? Alright, and there's also an edit at the bottom that says that they were both 25. For some background, my girlfriend and I have been together for 5 years and met in college for the past 4 years. Things have been great. I've always thought I was the luckiest guy in the world. She's incredibly out of my league. About a year ago, my girlfriend woke up in the middle of the night and had a panic attack. She couldn't breathe and I ended up calling an ambulance. She had no history of panic attacks but was really stressed at work, so we think that's what triggered it. She's currently taking time off work, which I absolutely support, but refuses medications, the doctor recommended anxiety meds, saying she didn't think medication would help when the panic attack was stress-induced. She also doesn't have many friends, and I think that could also be a contributing factor. She has been overall happier. Over the last 6 months, however, she has been changing a lot about herself and I don't know how to address it. She's dyed her hair an unnatural color, she started wearing more black, dark blue, and she's gotten into heavy metal and rock, and she's gone vegan. Overall, right now, I don't see that as an issue. I don't know. You can have a fashion change at any point in your life. You can figure out who you want to be, so I don't. But Okay. I've been slowly asking her what's with the new look, new interests, and she said she met a girl online who lives in our city who is into the heavy metal scene, and she's been taking a liking to it and has made many friends because of it. I was fine with the new interest in friends, but I was cautious because it was such a drastic change in a short time. I guess I can see how that would be a little confusing. Like, imagine if I just tomorrow came on and had blonde hair and natural makeup and was wearing color. I feel like people would be like, oh. This past Friday, while she was meeting up with her friends, I asked if I could come along. She said she didn't mind, but asked if I was sure since it's not exactly my scene. I honestly just wanted to meet these new friends. We get to the show, and I'll admit I was kind of surprised the metalheads are so nice. Sorry to all the metalheads reading this. The only person who didn't acknowledge me or talk to me was this one guy about our age. After the show, everyone was hanging out, and her attention eventually got pulled away from me. She started talking to the one guy who never said hello to me, and maybe I missed it earlier, but talking to her was the only time I saw him smile the entire night. She also clung to him quite a bit, which made me uncomfortable. At around midnight, I couldn't find her, and I texted her, "It's getting late, we should go." She texted back saying she wanted to stay, and if I wanted to leave, she understood. I got angry, but I texted back, "Fine." She came home at 4 a.m. completely drunk. I was awake, but pretended not to be. Saturday morning, I was very distant with her while she nursed a hangover. She eventually asked if I was mad at her, and I said yes. I told her that I'm happy that she's not stressed anymore and meeting friends and finding new interests, but she's a completely different person than she was 6 months ago. She argued she's the exact same person, but I countered that with the her of 6 months ago would never have told me to go home alone at midnight while she got shit-faced with people she barely knows and come crawling home at 4 a.m. She got defensive and we fought. She ended up leaving and saying she was going to stay with a friend for the night. She came home Monday morning and we talked, and I told her that I'm worried about her, and she said she's fine. She's finally in a place where she is happy, and I should be happy for her. If that is such a problem, then we should take a break. I was shocked that she was so willing to just throw away 5 years and told her as much. She shrugged and said she has to put her happiness first, and I asked when her happiness shifted from building a life with me to partying with random people she met. She rolled her eyes and got up to leave. I told her I don't like who she's turning into, and she called me an asshole and accused me of not wanting her to be happy outside of our relationship. So am I the asshole? That was a lot. I never like to say that, like, goth and metal and that kind of thing are, like, a phase or a rebelling kind of thing, which, I mean, like, with teenagers it is, but they are 25, so I'm not really sure what to say about that one. I don't think the person writing this is an asshole. This is a lot to unpack. I think he did what he could. Because personally, like, obviously the beginning of just changing everything, it'd be a little alarming to say the least. But I think with how this was handled, this was probably the best way he could have gone. I don't know. Because, I mean, there's a lot of context, but also we're not involved in the story. We don't really know what all happened. So I am just going to leave it at I would love to hear her story on the situation, because maybe there's something that he's leaving out, or I'm going to have to go with a not enough context to that one. I feel like I would like to hear his girlfriend's story on this, because right now it doesn't seem like he's the asshole, but, you know, it is kind of weird for someone to just go all, like, completely 180 out of nowhere with, like, no explanation or anything. So not enough context. There is a note that said, the short version is we broke up. Before I got home from work, I texted her and asked her to be home so we could talk. When I got home, she wasn't there, and I had to wait about an hour for her to get home. I asked her plainly if she wanted to break up. She said yes. I asked her why, and she told me it's not me, that I've been absolutely wonderful, but she's changed and has realized she hasn't been happy for a while, and that included within our relationship. I was pretty hurt, honestly. I asked her why she said anything sooner, and she said she thinks she had to realize how unhappy she was until she started feeling happy again. I said she still should have come to me about this earlier. She shrugged. I asked her if she was sleeping with that guy. She said no, but she hesitated. I asked why she hesitated and told her she might as well be honest now that our relationship is over. She said they kissed each other that night after the show after I left and made out later, but swears it didn't go further. I told her it's still cheating. I wasn't sure if I even believed her. She rolled her eyes and asked for honesty, and that's what I got. Believe it or don't. I told her I want her out and asked her to take whatever she could now, and we'd make arrangements for her to get anything she can't take with her now. She didn't seem sorry that she cheated or that she threw our 5-year relationship away. Anyways, that's the update. This really sucks. Yeah, that sounds like it sucks. Oh, that's such a sad story, though. I would love to hear her side of the story, but I think I'm gonna go with not the asshole on this one. If you disagree, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear all your opinions. Anyways, our next one is, am I the asshole for telling my friends that they are going to get hate crimed? That is so... Okay, anyway, this one's really short. This summer, I, 16 female, am going to France for a school trip along with a few other students. Since we found out about the trip, 2 of my friends have been joking about being scared of hate crimes because of the way that they dress. One dresses goth, and the other dresses kind of cottagecore. At first, I just ignored it, but it was getting annoying, so I told them to stop being unrealistic, and if they were so worried, they should just change their outfits. They were pissed. They told me I know nothing about hate crimes and prejudice, as I am a black female, and that I'm being really insensitive and a bit homophobic. Am I the asshole? Edit, they aren't dating. I think they are both bi and in relationships with men. What? Homophobic? I don't know, because I also make jokes about, like, when I'm, like, sometimes I'll make YouTube videos or take photo shoots, and then I'm like, oh, like, I'm really hungry, like, I should go to the grocery store, or, like, I want to go to the gas station and get, like, you know, chocolate milk. And I always make jokes of like, oh yeah, I feel like if I go out right now, I'm gonna get hate crimed. But it's like a one and done sort of ordeal, and it's definitely as a joke. And my friends know it's as a joke, because I do it all the time anyway. But the one thing I will not do is go out in corpse paint, because I will probably get shot. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this one, because I would also find it annoying if someone was constantly doing that, especially since the person typing this says that they are a black female, so I mean, like, the reality is that if, like, I, you know, dress goth, or someone was dressing a certain sort of way and they were afraid of getting hate crime, then they genuinely could just go and change if they were afraid of that. But coming from someone who is, you know, a person of color, they can't change that. So I would understand why that would be very frustrating and annoying to hear. I'm gonna go with you're not the asshole, because just with the context, I think that they are being a bit insensitive for constantly talking about how they're gonna get hate crimed when they genuinely could just change what they think they're gonna get hate crimed for, unlike the person writing this post. So yeah, not the asshole. I'm gonna go with not the asshole. Alright, for our next one, we have am I the asshole for requiring that kids be dressed emo AF at my wedding? No. No, you're That is something I would do. At the top, it was declared that everyone sucks. So me, 31 male, and my husband, 27 male, recently decided that we wanted to get married. It has been delayed multiple times due to the 2020 scandal. And my family is completely unsupportive and cut off. His family isn't super happy about the queer stuff, but they're at least civil. So he wanted to have the wedding and reception that we wanted to have. My husband is hella into emo music, and ever since he was young, Paramore, A Day to Remember, etc. This dude lives and breathes this stuff. So we have a distinctively emo 90s, 2000s goth aesthetic for the wedding. He wore a suit that was all black with red. He wore a suit that was all black with red accents. I wore the jacket from MCR's Black Parade. It was great. We decided we wanted to have an open bar at the wedding. We wanted to have a lot of queer friends come and feel free to express themselves however they saw fit. For this reason, we didn't want kids at the wedding, but understood that it's a tall ask depending on the family situation. So on our save the dates, we put children are allowed but must be dressed emo AF. Not a joke. We figured the kids would look badass if they got dressed up and or threw a tantrum during the wedding reception. At least they would fit the emos. I like where this is going. Day of the wedding, B's Aunt Arise, I'm assuming that B is hubby. B's Aunt arrives with her kids dressed in bright Easter pastel suits. So the literal opposite. The relationship they have is already tenuous. The way they spelled that really threw me off. And then confronted about the dress code, B's aunt said, already had to come to this gay wedding. I wasn't going to make my kids wear evil devil clothes too. Oh my god. Which for obvious reasons didn't go down well. That's a wild thing to say. We refused to let her in and had security escort her out of the venue as she threw a tantrum the whole way to her vehicle. Now we're getting calls and texts from other family members of B's family saying that we were awful and rude for how we treated her kids. Rude is going to someone's wedding and then saying that you're upset because it's not only gay, but people wearing devil clothes. That they should have been let in anyways, etc. It wasn't a destination wedding for anyone, but they still mentioned time spent driving, getting ready, etc. That is the most annoying thing. Coming from a goth, like, it takes me a minute to get ready. And whenever plans get canceled, I don't know, find something else to do. Both B and I held firm that this was going to be the experience we wanted, and the rest of the wedding went off without a hitch. Am I the asshole? Edit, to be clear, the dress code for the wedding was emo 90s 2000s goth as well. Wasn't just for the kids. Edit 2, in regards to the availability of the pastel clothing, anyone near the Bible Belt can tell you that Easter Sunday is a sea of pastel clothing for all ages. That was quite a story. So it is labeled everyone sucks. However, I'm gonna go with the fact of not the asshole. Because, like, obviously, if they were to, the writer and the husband, if they were to have actually thrown a huge fit over this pastel thing, then I would make them the asshole, but they merely just commented on it, like, hey. And she had to come back and be homophobic, first off. And then just straight up was like, oh, the emo-ness is the devil clothing. Like, what a hateful person to be around. God, I've had people in my life like that, like family members. There's a certain chunk of my family that I do not talk to because of this reason, and they are just like how this aunt sounds, and I'm like, I do not care if we are blood related. I want no part of it. I will just keep talking to the family that's actually nice to me and not a hateful, disgusting human being. Personally, I would have also kicked her out. I mean, if and when I have a wedding, it's not going to be like a, oh, everyone come. It's going to be like a, no. Let me tell you something. If you're going to be like this aunt is, you're not coming. I don't care. My wedding's going to be my day. It's going to be people around me that love me and don't just hate on me. Even though, oh, they're family. It doesn't matter. I don't want their hateful, disgusting energy around me at my happy, beautiful wedding. And yes, my wedding will be goth, and no one can tell me no. So yeah, that's my input in that, but I'd like to hear what you guys think, because apparently this was declared that everyone sucks, but I don't think so, personally. I would have done the same thing. Maybe I'm the asshole here. So we're gonna do one more story here. This title could not have caught me more off guard. This is gonna be the one. We have, am I the asshole for wanting my whiny goth bitch of a daughter who's active to go on birth control? Whiny goth bitch of a daughter is quite a way of putting it. Anyway, asshole. Do we really need to read the rest? We can clearly see by the way he describes his daughter that he is an awful father. And this is father because at the bottom it says, I'm 38 male with a daughter who's female 16. And also at the bottom it says, update, she was already on the pill. You realize that being on the pill is birth control, right? Anyways, let's get into this one. So my daughter is 16. She has been with her boyfriend who is the same age for about 2 years now. I know they have relations. I can't really do much about it, and I'd rather have her home safe and sound than out there in the world doing I don't know what. He spends the night at times. My wife didn't like it, but he was a nice kid. They both are on the honor roll and in like 5 AP classes together. Smart kids, okay. It's a good sign. Honestly, I hope he marries my daughter. Okay. I'm getting confused mixed signals. Before they met, she was a whiny little goth kid. Always talking back and shitty in school. A total nightmare. Then this kid comes along and she all of a sudden wanted to learn piano that got interested in school. My wife was happy, my son was happy that my daughter wasn't being a bitch to him and he likes to play games with the boyfriend. How many times are you gonna call this person a bitch? Anyways, back to the point. I know they have relations and I'm afraid that she could get pregnant from a broke condom or something. Daughter was conceived this way. Thanks for putting that in there. I really needed to know that. Anyways, I just want to keep my kids safe. My wife said I'm insane and asking why I'm so okay with our children having relations. It led to a big argument. I am personally just am being realistic, but I just smoked and I reflected and trying to see if maybe I am all wrong. That maybe I should have never allowed him to spend weekends over. Maybe I'm not being a good dad and just taking the easy way. I just don't want to see my daughter so angry. She acts like me at that age, so bitter and mean for no reason. I'm not telling my daughter she needs it. I just want to suggest it. Like I suggested B12 pills when she went vegan. We all take supplements like iron and other stuff. I just want to have a conversation about the pill and then maybe speak to her doctor. So I'm confused. At the bottom it says she was already on the pill, and then it was conversations about the pill. So maybe he just didn't know that she was already on the pill? First off, I think bringing this to the internet is weird about your daughter's... I'm trying to censor this without YouTube getting mad. You're talking about your daughter's relations and how you know about it online to a bunch of strangers, talking about a 16-year-old having relations, which is kind of weird. And also you called her a whiny goth bitch. So, see, there's one thing of being concerned about that and having a talk with just the daughter, or maybe with the mom and coming to agreement, and then having the mom talk to the daughter. Because just from, like, my existence when I was a teenager, I feel most kids were usually super open to going on birth control because of reasons. Because most 16-year-olds don't want to have children. The dad's giving me weird, icky vibes. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I mean, he's also saying, like, you know, at 15 he acted the same. So, I just want to know why he's bringing this to the internet. It's kind of weird. This seems like a family situation, and not a Reddit sharing information situation. I think the dad just sounds like an asshole. And, like, the thing is that the people writing these things are trying to put themselves in the best light. So there's probably a lot of things that he's not telling us because he knows that we're all going to call him an asshole for that. I mean, as if the title wasn't enough of a red flag. But I'm gonna go with he's the asshole because this is giving me weird vibes. Like, I know as a parent it kind of is, like, it's a part of raising a kid, is being protective over them because they aren't an adult and they can do stupid things, and you want to help them not do those stupid things. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this you just weird. It's weird. I'm gonna go with you, the asshole, just because you sound like an asshole. Like, the story is kind of just weird and asshole in itself, but just in general, I think you're an asshole. Alright, well, it is now the end of the video. That was a lot. Let me know if you guys want me to do more videos like this, because I do just sometimes like to just sit down and, you know, read a few stories, talk about them, and then it's a pretty simple video. And I chose to do this today because I only had like 2 hours within recording time and editing time, so I was like, let me just do a really quick, simple one. But I really do enjoy doing these, even though they stress me out. So if any of you guys have any opinions about any of the stories we listened to today, I would love to hear them down below. Another question that I do have for all of you, and I might ask this on my Instagram too, I do want to make gaming content, but I do not know if I should post that on my channel that you're watching this on, or if I should make another account, like a gaming channel. I don't know enough about YouTube algorithm. I know when I was like starting to watch YouTube when I was like 13 and 14, like everyone was like, oh, I'm gonna do reaction content on this one, and then I'm gonna do like this style of content, like basically just categorizing it, but with like 10 different channels, which I thought was a little ridiculous. But I feel like me just doing my normal content here, and then just having one that is just for gaming, because I do have a lot of like long story games that I want to play. Yeah, but let me know on that because I do really want to make gaming content, and quite a few of you have actually asked me to make gaming content, and I would really like to. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. Guys, I think this is crazy. This is the first time I've ever recorded a video when it was still light outside. Zero, do you want to say hi? No! I like to hold his head like a baby. Your head is the size of a baby. He thinks he is only the size of his head. It's quite funny. You should see him try to get his ball from like under my bed. He will wedge his entire body under there and then get stuck. Zero's being a little camera shy today. Or maybe it's just because it's really early in the day and I haven't played ball with him yet and he's losing his mind. He's doing this to my leg right now, like, throw it. Throw it! There you go. Wow, you caught that so well.